Two of Chicago's finest guitar players have joined forces once again. They will perform in our studio in just a few minutes. But first, we want to welcome back to Chicago tonight Goran Ivanovic and Farid Haque. Welcome back to Chicago tonight. Well, look, Farid, you're both known as masterful guitar players. How do you keep yourselves engaged? How do you keep yourselves fresh?
Well, there's so much music out there, and so many different styles of music, that it's easy if you're got your ear to the pulse of what's happening, and especially with the media revolution that we've gone through and are going through. There's so many sounds that are coming together, and I think particularly blending together.
Goran, give me an example of some of the some things that are influencing you.
I mean, same thing. A lot of things. You know, I started out as a classical guitar player, checked out a lot of flamenco. Checked out Paco de Lucia. That led me to Chick Corea, then Herbie Hancock, all these wonderful people that, in Croatia you don't have as a first information. So I moved here, and jazz sort of became a language that I was trying to learn. Same thing. I'm just curious about all kinds of guitar-like music that I hear, and I think it reflects in our music and our appetite for what to do next.
Farid, it is said that in the visual arts, if one is a painter, a representational painter, you have to know how to draw the figure. Is classical music that foundation for you?
You know, I think in terms of musical understanding, it can be. I'm a little different. I didn't start out as a classical musician.
You did not.
Started out as a jazz musician, and growing up with a lot of, my parents really, shaped a lot of my musical taste, because my mother from Chile, we had Hispanic music and classical guitar music, flamenco around the house. My father from Pakistan, we had all kinds of Indian, Bollywood music around the house.
What an interesting combination.
But classical music, and particularly the classical music of Spain, was sort of where South America and the Near East and the East meet, And so the music of Spain was sort of the connection for me at that time. And the classical guitar, of course, is a huge part of that music, and flamenco guitar. And so it became kind of as meeting those two genres in my background, my parents' background, and bringing them through Spain and then to the rest of the world.
Goran, you, before we went on camera, you mentioned that you performed in Spain not that long ago. Is it a little daunting to go to Spain to play guitar music? I
mean, I played a lot of festivals, and at some point you just relax and you want to enjoy good food and good people, and audiences in Spain are fantastic. If let's say the show is advertised at 9, it doesn't start till 11:30, and if they like you, you can't stop. So the sets are really long, and it's just a lot of fun.
So you're not intimidated playing guitar in Spain?
Not at all. I mean, I consider myself a student of the guitar, and that will never change. By no means I'm not a flamenco master or a classical master, but I appreciate all these styles that I can incorporate it in my music and use it, interject it slightly whenever I need it. So I have no problem going anywhere and playing.
You're both teachers. What is it you expect from a student?
Expect them to practice.
Show up.
Show up. The two basics.
But I mean, I think what's changing now is there was a sense that learning music was a very physical endeavor, that it was learning how to move your fingers and learning how to read the dots and all this. And while that is still true, I think the bigger picture is now that if you learn the language of music, or at least one language of music, then all of this becomes easier, because you have a direction for these hands. You have a direction for the eyes. You have a direction for the rhythm of music. So really, I oftentimes start saying, hey, if we're going to play jazz, let's start with the drum set. If we're going to play bossa nova, let's start with the pandero. Let's start with the rhythm of the music and understand how it's put together. Then the hands begin to follow the understanding. It's all neural impulses. If the neural impulses are clear, the hands can follow.
Do either of you ever sing?
We have not tried that, but that's a good idea. Maybe we'll do it soon.
I sing all the time.
Yeah. But I mean, do you accompany yourself?
Never in public.
Never in public? That's just not where your strength is.
I think both of us worked with a lot of great singers in the past, and let's maybe not.
I actually, I should say, I have done a few things as teaching tools, where I'll sing a standard very badly to demonstrate, how the music goes, And you know, I don't have a good voice. It's not an instrument that I would ever want to subject anybody to, but it is a tool we use. So we sing a lot as part of learning the musical language.
Well, you both make your guitars sing, and we look forward to hearing you right now, Fareed Haque and Goran Ivanovic. And you can see more of Fareed and Goran on our website. They performed this Friday night at Space in Evanston. And now here they are performing the song Gypsy Circus.